Well, let's get some analysis now with Francesco Rizzuto. He's the Dean of the School of Law at Liverpool Hope University. Really good to have you back with us, Professor. Let's start with these new numbers. They're expected to show, or they have shown, a rise in net immigration despite the Conservatives' pledge to really cut back on immigration into the UK. So how damaging is this for the Tory supporter base, many of whom are calling for cuts to immigration?
Well, the rise is just under 100,000. Quite clearly another record. It's damaging because they made an issue of it. They claim that they will get it down to the hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands. You make a claim and it doesn't come through. You've got some explaining to do. So this is not a good time for the Conservative government, who claimed following Brexit that we would take back control of our borders. You can't make policy on the basis of silly straplines. The world doesn't work that way. And so it's a completely stupid approach to take to migration.
Yes, at the same time, the government's facing a paradox, aren't they? Because as Ollie mentioned, the UK does need workers at this stage. Many jobs that local Britons don't want to do aren't being filled because of Brexit. That stopped the flow of labour from other EU countries into the UK. So the UK also needs immigration right now, don't they, to fill those vacancies and to really get the economy going again?
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. We do need workers, whether it's in the health sector, in the agricultural sector, in the tourism sector. We need workers. It really is as simple as that. I guess the one fig leaf of hope for the government is the fact that included in the figures would be 187,000 Ukrainians who are here regularly. That's another interesting concept, as well as 5,000 or 6,000 from Hong Kong. So, one's got to really look at the data, but we clearly need labour. Anybody who's had anything to do with the National Health Service in the recent past, as I unfortunately have had to, will have experienced firsthand what it means to not only have a system that is challenged because of an aging population, but a system that actually is short of the kind of labour it needs. And the solution is not to say, as the Home Secretary has said, we'll just train British workers to pick fruit. The world doesn't bend that way. So then we end up in ridiculous situations where we start picking on people like those who come across on boats, and then we conflate migration with asylum and so on. So the whole business becomes really rather messy. But there's no doubt, like most European countries, we do need labour because our economies need it, and because demographically we have a problem. You've only got to look at countries like Italy, you've only got to look at countries like Germany and elsewhere to see that we do need labour for our economies and our societies.
Okay, Francesco Rizzuto, really appreciate your analysis as always. Thanks for joining us.